The Panama Canal, one of the most important engineering achievements in modern history, and even today it remains one of the most strategically significant waterways in the world. Located in the small Central American country of Panama, this narrow but powerful channel connects the Atlantic Ocean and the Pacific Ocean, allowing ships to travel between the two oceans without having to sail all the way around South America. Before the canal was built, ships traveling between these two oceans had to take a much longer and more dangerous route around Cape Horn at the southern tip of the continent, which added thousands of kilometers to the journey and significantly increased travel time and cost. When the canal was completed in the early 20th century, it completely transformed global trade and maritime transportation. Suddenly, cargo ships could save weeks of travel time, making international shipping faster, cheaper, and more efficient. Because of this, the Panama Canal quickly became one of the most important arteries of global commerce, and even today thousands of ships pass through it every year carrying goods, such as oil, food, electronics, vehicles, and industrial materials that power the global economy. The canal operates using a system of locks that lift ships up and down through different water levels, allowing massive vessels to cross the narrow land bridge between the two oceans. These locks are a remarkable piece of engineering, using gravity and carefully controlled water flow to move ships through the canal safely. Over the decades, the canal has been expanded and modernized to handle larger ships, especially with the opening of new locks that allow modern cargo vessels to pass through more efficiently. But beyond its impressive engineering, the Panama Canal is also extremely important from a geopolitical perspective. Because so much of the world's trade passes through this narrow route, control and access to the canal have always been matters of global strategic interest. For many years, the canal was operated by the United States, which originally built and managed the waterway before eventually transferring control to Panama at the end of the 20th century. Today, the canal is operated by Panama itself, but it remains a vital route for international trade, used by shipping companies from all over the world. Many major economies depend on the canal to move goods efficiently between continents, particularly trade routes connecting Asia, North America, and Europe. In recent years, the canal has also attracted attention from major global powers interested in securing reliable shipping routes and trade infrastructure. Countries like China have increased economic investments in ports and logistics networks around the world, highlighting how important maritime trade corridors have become in global strategy. At the same time, the United States continues to view the region as strategically important because of its location and influence on global commerce. The canal is especially important for container ships and energy transport, including liquefied natural gas shipments that move between global markets. If the canal were ever blocked or disrupted, the effects would be felt across the global economy almost immediately. Shipping costs would rise, supply chains would slow down, and many industries could face delays in receiving essential goods and materials. This is why the Panama Canal is often described as a critical choke point in the global trade system. In addition to geopolitical concerns, the canal also faces environmental and logistical challenges. Climate patterns and water availability can affect how many ships can pass through the canal because the lock system depends heavily on freshwater from nearby lakes. During periods of drought, authorities sometimes have to limit the number of ships passing through each day, which can create long waiting times and increase shipping costs. These challenges have led to discussions about the future of global trade routes and whether alternative shipping corridors could eventually reduce reliance on the canal. However, despite these challenges, the Panama Canal remains one of the most efficient and strategically important transportation corridors in the world. It represents how geography, engineering, and global commerce can combine to shape the modern economy. Every day, ships carrying goods from different continents move through this narrow waterway, connecting markets, supporting industries, and keeping international trade flowing. For more than a century, the canal has played a central role in the movement of global commerce. And even in the age of advanced technology and modern logistics networks, it continues to serve as a vital link between the world's major oceans and economies.